Please never forget those words, build thinking. I will explain. Everything I think, say, and do builds my thinking. These behaviors, thinking, saying, and doing, reinforce my personality. So if I behave a certain way, I am indicating to myself what is acceptable, and I am likely to repeat whatever behaviors I do with greater efficiency. Don't believe that? Then why does practicing the piano make you a more skilled pianist? What you do becomes what you do well. So why is this such an important issue? Because understanding this concept is an incredibly potent solution to individual suffering. You build your thinking with every single one of your actions. You are affected by this concept every moment of the day. You build your thinking with every game you play and every video you watch. This happens because your mind is looking for evidence of what reality is, and so it absorbs whatever you feed it. Why do you think the beverage industry spends billions of dollars putting their advertisements everywhere they possibly can? And yes, those messages do affect us all, even if we don't purchase the said product. If for no other reason than the advertisements force us to see what is being presented as an ideal. So even if they're not selling it to you, they're selling it to us. And you will come to regard the advertised product as part of the norm, even if you reject it. You will still have opinions and familiarity with the brand and the people who use the advertised product. This is because we have a biological need to understand and navigate the world. It happens automatically. So this is just one example. The advertisement industry spends billions of dollars to build your thinking, and encountering their messages is inevitable. So realize then that we are consuming all kinds of messages from all kinds of people with all kinds of motives. You might see where I'm going with this. If you don't condition your mind, someone else will do it for you. So my suggestion is to feed your brain the best information you can find and reinforce your personality with the kind of behavior that reflects who you want to be. We all need practice being our best selves. Remember, what you do becomes what you do well. I keep a close eye especially on what I do for fun and how I treat others. I also minimize my exposure to noise and nonsense, especially pertaining to online content. In other words, as you sow, so shall you reap. Garbage in, garbage out. Birds of a feather flock together. You become a product of your environment. You are what you eat. You become what you think about. This is a phenomenon that can work for us, against us, or both. There are repercussions for thinking negative thoughts and saying negative things. Remember that when you say negative things, you're making negativity permissible in your routine. You're allowing bad thinking to define your reputation, which becomes your identity, which you fight to protect. This can happen to anyone. Negativity only provokes further negativity. Then misery increases. There are perhaps endless examples. If you tell lies, you become a liar, lost outside of reality. If you hold on to anger, you amass a collection of grudges. If you smoke cigarettes, you become a smoker. If you go out for jogs, you become a jogger. Your identity is at stake. We can build our thinking carefully and intentionally. Parents, we can build the thinking of our children carefully and intentionally. We choose what entertainment they experience and emulate. Children mimic the things they encounter. How do we think they learn to talk? It doesn't end there. We spend our whole lives trying to figure out which behavior is acceptable and optimal. The truth is that it matters what we're looking at. It matters what we're listening to. A lot of people build their thinking automatically. If they have a calling, a person will combine their natural talents and interests with studies and experience to become a professional. Professionals do big things, but not everyone has an obvious calling. If you don't know what to do with your life, or if you don't know what to do next, start here. Start with the understanding that what you do matters, that you either develop or degrade your mind with every decision you make. I will speak from my own experience. When I came to realize the significance of this concept, my life changed a lot. I started devouring worthwhile literature while minimizing frivolous entertainment. Consider horror movies. Why do they tend to give many of us nightmares? Or perhaps a better question, why do we keep going back for more? There's a reason the content we consume affects our dreams. Our minds are accepting the movie as evidence of what reality might be capable of, and as we experience it, it builds our thinking, our understanding, and our expectations. Many of us discovered new music, new fashion, and new attitude all simultaneously. Our entertainment determines our identity in part. Bored prisoners, for example, are known to eagerly read the Bible when they're locked up and bored half to death with little else to do. And information such as that seems to have quite the effect on people. The prisoner becomes more sensitive and perceptive to new information as a result of their exclusion from the outside world. It seems to me that modern people are similarly locked away in our excess, surrounded by abundant distractions, passions, and pleasures, not to mention dangerous vices. Yet little of that seems to satisfy. The key realization is that we are free to build our thinking with better behavior and better consumption of information. Knowing this, we can get the life we want by carefully choosing what to focus on and what to avoid in terms of both information and behavior. In conclusion, I understand that my thinking is my responsibility, and that while others are powerfully trying to influence both my ideas and habits, I am ultimately in control of the information I choose and the behavior I practice. This might be best described as accountability. Let's choose accountability. Let's build thinking.